New report shows liberal California as a hotbed of anti-LGBTQ plus extremists. According to a new report from the Anti-Defamation League, California may be a Democratic stronghold, but it has become a hotbed of right-wing, white supremacist, and anti-Semitic activities. The ADL report, which looks at incidents in 2021 and 2022, found significant increases in white supremacist and anti-Semitic incidents, including collaboration between the two groups. Among the extremist organizations continuing to operate openly in the Golden State are the Proud Boys and the Rise Above movement, a white supremacist group based in Southern California. The report also states that California is home to the country's highest number of extremist-related murders and plots. Anti-Semitic incidents in the states have risen from 367 to 518 in 2021 and 2022. These included assaults, threats, and vandalism of synagogues and other Jewish institutions. The report cites numerous incidents of extremist activity in the Sacramento area, such as a March rally arranged against gender-affirming medical care, the NorCal Active Club, a white supremacist fitness and mixed martial arts organization, clashed with counter-protesters in Sacramento, the White Lives Matter Network protests in June 22, and more. I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, California is the largest state, so there's, it may be a Democratic stronghold, but there's also a lot of people there that are certainly not in favor of that. And I think we tend to think like, oh, this is only happening in Alabama and Georgia and the red states that are voting. This is a rise across the country. I mean, a lot of the protests that we've reported on here were at libraries and schools in, Baltimore, Maryland, and in Sacramento, the protests. Because again, in these liberal bastions, where's the best target to go at people? Is in the places where they're allowing things to occur that they don't want. So if you want to make the biggest statement, go to the most liberal places because you're going to have a lot of fodder.
And a lot of people in California live in a liberal bubble. They do not grasp what is happening in Florida. They do not grasp the seriousness of what's happening. So when they just sort of talk to themselves and, listen to their own voices coming back at them, they don't realize that those types of demons live among them as well. So they don't feel threatened or...
when you say, just quickly, when you say demons, can you imagine if any one of the three of us said, yeah, white lives matter?
No.
Like, oh my gosh, it's just, it's a bubble. One thing that I do want to say about California is when you have 36 million Americans living in your state, you get a little bit of everything. It's not reasonable to assume in a population base that large that there's not a little bit of everything. So first, they get a pass. California is overwhelmingly liberal or progressive. Let's not say liberal. Let's say progressive. So California will be okay. Let's just say California will be okay. The one thing I do feel about this story is I feel a little dirty because when I saw the reporting about this growing hate that is going on there, I just feel a little dirty in that I slightly felt satisfied and happy with it because I thought, well, California, finally, you get a little bit of what we experienced in Florida. Congratulations. And then I kind of shamefully felt dirty.
Truth though.
And the thing I want to point out, though, is that California shouldn't sleep on this because in Miami-Dade County, we slept on it. And the Proud Boys were festering in Miami-Dade County and building a base, and they turned the county red.
Moms for
So
Liberty.
let's not
the
forget
Proud Boys on Las Olas
that
and
our,
81,
I like to say our local bros here, our local terrorists that live here in South Florida are the ones that were on January 6th at the Capitol.
Exactly. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.